guys, how's it going? And welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be looking at and diving into the trailer for Battlefield 2042 a little bit deeper, and just basically going through it and seeing what vehicles we've seen in the trailer and what is coming to the game and what we should expect. Now, there are a lot of different types of vehicles used in this trailer, a lot of them air vehicles, land vehicles, and some equipment that is coming to some of the specialists that we'll actually cover as well. And it all looks great. It all looks really, really good, and we're just going to go over it in this video for you guys that are curious and want it all of that information in one video. So let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, we'll cover the land vehicles that we've seen in here. So this can cover things from like tanks, jeeps. This is what we found in the trailer. So of course we got a first glimpse of different types of tanks that were going to be within the game as well, and we've seen a barrage of different tanks trying to infiltrate, looks like a beached cargo ship, and they're trying to break into the side of it. So of course from this we know that tanks are of course going to be coming back, and probably different types of tanks, heavy tanks, lighter sort of tanks, more agile tanks will be in the game as well. It won't just be this one type, there'll probably be multiple different variants of these tanks are in the game as well. So obviously they are back in Battlefield 2042. Going on to the next clip within the trailer, of course, we got the rocket launch, and within the rocket launch, is what you probably haven't picked up, is the guys driving some form of vehicle. Now, I don't know what sort of vehicle this is, but from what it looks like, and from looking at the other side of the trailer, it looks like a standard issue military armored vehicle which they would use in general. So you'll see a couple of screenshots on screen right now of a couple of examples that I got off Google. But also one of the cool things is that if you look a little bit further on into the trailer as well, which is something that we're going to cover in the land vehicles, is there's actually something that looks very, very similar to this vehicle, and that's on the ice park. And you'll see that on screen right now. As you can see, you've got a big windscreen at the front, which is obviously what you can see in the video, because the guy's looking quite clearly out of the windscreen of the vehicle directly at the rocket launch, and there's nothing sort of blocking his path. Whereas on some of the pictures that I've put on Google, the windscreen is quite small and there's not much visibility out of there. Whereas on the ones that we've seen on the ice, the windscreen looks pretty damn big, and it also has that little bar at the front as well, which we can see also in the picture. So yeah, I'm thinking potentially that's the vehicle that we're looking at there. So again, moving on to the ice part of the trailer as well, obviously from this we gather that we've got hovercrafts. Hovercrafts are in the game, and they are maneuverable on the ice, of course, within water and things like that, different terrain like sand and whatnot potentially. But from what we can see here, there are two hovercrafts rather battling it out or trying to get away from the armored jeep that we've just discussed, and that thing comes absolutely tanking in and obviously blows up one of the hovercrafts. But yeah, so hovercrafts, different things like that, which obviously can act as things on actual ice, on land, they can be on water, things like that, different terrains. Hovercrafts are pretty good for as well. So they're going to be in the game, and they're going to be very, very cool to use and control within the game. And obviously you've got the armored tank that we spoke about earlier, which looks absolutely menacing, bro. This thing looks so sick. This thing looks like it's multi-terrain as well, because it doesn't have wheels. It has like the multi-terrain chains where you can go on like really deep and boggy mud, or you can go into ice like it's showing you here. You can go into just general sand or normal terrain. You can maybe even go into water in some places as well. It just looks really cool. I'm really excited to be able to try out one of these things and yeah, experience it firsthand. One or two other things I picked up as well towards the end of the trailer was around the storm part, and this showed a couple of different types of vehicles that are potentially coming into Battlefield 2042 as well. And one of them, of course, was a general military jeep that will be making its way back into the game. Teammates to one location of the map a lot faster. Obviously, just a general jeep in the game, but we know that stuff like that's coming back now. And then a little bit further back in the part where the storm is as well, we can see a fully decked out jeep with doors, the lot. And so obviously there's gonna be a couple of different types of jeeps. Whether they'll be designed around the particular country that we're representing, I don't know. Obviously Russia and the US are massive parts of this game, so potentially they'll be designed around the different countries in the game. But again, it's only speculation. We need to wait and see what happens there. Of course, as well, one of the main parts about the trailer is that you're actually driving one of those really small taxis. It looks like this part here is potentially taking place in somewhere in Japan. So one of the taxis that they use typically in Japan or in like China and things like that. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get away from the storm in it. So potentially those sorts of vehicles are also going to be playable. We're going to be able to get into stuff like that as well, which is really cool. Doesn't just restrict us to using military vehicles and things like that. We can actually use the vehicles and the resources that are around the map at that time that civilians would typically use. There were the land vehicles that I picked up from the trailer. If you guys see any others or if I've missed any, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But these are the main ones that I've picked up, guys. And yeah, they look like they're going to be a lot of fun to use. Now, moving on to the air vehicles that we picked up. There's quite a few of them, so bear with me on this one as well. But what we've seen in the very start of the trailer, obviously we've got some form of VTOL or Osprey gunner that's flying into the map. So potentially looks like it's picking up a load of people on a landing pad. This is getting shot at by rather a SAM turret or a rocket or something like that, and it does end up going down. But what it looks like to me is this Ospreys or the VTOLs have been teased a lot as being things that people that we drop into the map on, or we get picked up on, or something like that, or even in a battle royale where we drop down and then we get rescued by it, something along those lines. But the Ospreys have got quite a lot of significance in Battlefield 2042, so we're going to see a lot of those around the map and in the game in general. So that's one of the vehicles that we're going to expect coming to there as well. Going on to the next part of the scene, obviously we've got loads of basically a helicopter chase. We've got 2 long base helicopters, which is usually used for picking up or dropping off your teammates within the start or the end of a game typically. And it also, these sorts of helicopters will usually have machine guns on the side of them. You know, you've all played Call of Duty, you know exactly what it means to obviously use as a turret or something like that. They also have rockets on either side as well, and it's more of a heavy duty helicopter that Marines and soldiers would typically use. And then of course later on there's 2 of these that are fighting more of a nimble, what looks like to be a buzzard or some form of a helicopter like that. Obviously you can see how nimble this helicopter is. These other 2 are trying to keep up with it. And they're just really struggling at the moment. But obviously this one only have machine guns on the side of it. I don't think this one will have rockets as such. If it does, then I could be mistaken on that, but it looks like this is more of a lightweight helicopter that you would typically use to get from one end of the map to the other fairly quickly, and use to just essentially use the machine guns on the side of it. And the big boys, the ones that are chasing it, would be for where the rockets are, and to hold it. More of a heavy duty helicopter, if you will. So as you can see, it's more nimble, it's going up to the top of the building, and yeah, they're the 2 types of choppers that are going to be in the game. Of course, going on to the main part, the funnest part of Battlefield in general, and that is the jet fighters. Now there's 2 different types of jets from what I gathered in this trailer. One of them is a single engine jet, and the other one is a dual engine jet. So the first one that we can see here when he flies up into the air, of course, is the single engine jet, because we can see it on the back. And this is the coolest part of the trailer, man. It's just so cool. Look at that, man. Woo! It's just awesome. Of course, if we go on to the next part, I've slowed this right down for you guys just to see as well. And this is how I know there's potentially 2 different types of jets. As you can see, very slow here. There is one jet that goes past on this screen right now, and then a few seconds later, another jet flies in, and this one has 2 engines on the back of it as well. So yeah, that for me, there's 2 different types of jets that are going to be in the game. I don't know what the difference is between them. Potentially one's faster, one's more agile. I don't really know. One has rockets, one doesn't. Again, no idea. We're gonna have to use them and find out for ourselves. Going on to the equipment now that we potentially that's coming into Battlefield 2042. There are 2 pieces of equipment that looks like they were coming, and there will be a part of sort of the specialists, if you will, that will be within the Battlefield 2042. Number 1 being the little portable or callable dog tank thing that drops down in the map. It looks so cool. Potentially it's like a kill streak or something like that, or a specialist bonus or a perk where it drops down, it has legs, and it runs around the map and gets kills for you. Maybe it's controllable by the player. That would be really cool if it was, but this thing is 100% in the game. It looks so cool. This is one of the things that was leaked a while ago before the trailer even did drop for the first time, but it has a little machine gun on it as well, has legs, it runs around the map, and it just looks wicked. So yeah, really excited to see if we can control this and use this as players. It would just be so cool if we could. Moving on to the next thing, of course, this is towards the very end, and obviously everyone's seen this, and it was at the start of the game as well, and that, of course, is the jumpsuit. They jump out of the little taxi that you'd use in Japan or China, and around the twister or the tornado, you can pull out this jumpsuit or wingsuit and essentially just get some air and fly around it like that. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. And whether you can use this in game or not, I presume you might be able to. This map has been in a lot of pictures. It's been teased a lot by obviously the Battlefield. It's one of the main focuses of the trailer, this particular map here, with all the storms, the lightning, and the different scenes of it and things like that. So I feel like this could be a new game mode similar to a battle royale, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, wingsuits coming into the game as well, which just looks so damn cool. And guys, that is going to be it for this video. A bit of a shorter one today, but that's all of the information, all of the land vehicles, air vehicles, and equipment that we've seen in the trailer. Obviously, on the 13th of June, we're going to have a brand new gameplay, which is going to be covered on this channel. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and drop a like on today's video. All latest things at Battlefield 2042. But guys, we'll see you all in the next one.